Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel, and it's Coffee Stream 400. So we're going to do something fun today. We're going to do a call-in show in a little bit. We haven't done one of these in a while. So I just figured we would hang out. Pincalo sent a couple of news stories so we can look at those and just celebrate having made it to 400 episodes of Coffee Stream. So this is pretty awesome. I'm really happy that because I was really worried about getting to 400 because of all the COVID lockdowns and having the kids home, and I was, last year there was 6 months of no Coffee Stream at all. And I was worried that the Coffee Stream would maybe be done. And I'm really happy that I can still be bringing you guys the Coffee Stream. I hope that I can get to 500 and beyond, and I hope you guys are still really enjoying the Coffee Stream as much as I am putting it on for you guys. So I'm really glad that we've made it to 400. It's really awesome. I'm sorry that it's 2 hours late, but it's better late than never, because I did have an orientation and mobility lesson, and I had some dishes to do. So I did those, and now I'm here to bring you a Coffee Stream. I hope you guys are ready. Just another announcement. I did also sign up for a different tournament than the one I signed up for originally. The one I signed up for was North America East, which starts at 7 p.m. And I decided to sign up for North America West, which starts at 10 p.m. I have a better chance of doing because the kids should be in bed by then. And so I'm hoping to get into the tournament for 10 p.m. tonight. I have signed up for it, so I'm all ready to go. And I got some practice in last night. Once the connection smoothed out, that was pretty ridiculous for a while, but once the connection smoothed out, everything was good. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to do some stories until some more people trickle in here. And we will then put the link out in the chat and have some call-ins. So let's open up Twitter here. Let's open up le Twitter. Alrighty. There's Pincalo's DM. Here we go. Ooh, this one will be a good one to start with, because we covered it when it broke. Greetings, Costin. Greetings. I hope you're doing well on this rainy day. Or at least it's rainy where I am, and you're not that far from me, so I'm assuming it's rainy there too. Okay. Let us see. Okay, so we covered how Marilyn Manson was being, I guess, charged or accused of being abusive. So Marilyn Manson's lawyer responds to X's lawsuit. Sorry, guys. So this was published yesterday. So let's take a listen here. Turn this up a bit. Unplug the headphones and move the microphone down here. Ha 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 ha.
Marilyn Manson.
Oh, that's a bit too quiet still.
Marilyn Manson's lawyer has fired back at actress S. Bianco's new sexual assault lawsuit, insisting her accusations are provably false.
Okay.
The Game of Thrones actress, Link, filed paperwork last month, after previously claiming she suffered abuse and torture throughout her relationship with the rocker.
Yeah, I remember this story breaking a little bit. Hey, Leo Prime. Welcome. Welcome to the people slowly coming in. The link will be coming out into the chat in a few minutes. I'm just letting more people show up.
YouTube video. And But Manson, in her lawsuit, she claims Manson, real name Brian Warner, drugged her at his house, locked her in a bedroom, and forced her to have sex with another woman, while also allegedly whipping and shocking her for a video.
Okay.
But Manson's attorney, Howard E. King, insists he will be shooting down her claims with ease. To be clear, this suit was only filed after my client refused to be shaken down by Ms. Bianco and her lawyer and give in to their outrageous financial demands based on conduct that simply never occurred, the lawyer tells the Associated Press. We will vigorously contest these allegations in court and are confident that we will prevail. You are currently...
Interesting. So he's claiming that after their relationship broke up, she tried to get money from Marilyn Manson. And he said no, and this is her reaction. That is the claim of Manson's lawyer. Interesting. Yeah, so let's see here.
Story continues, but third-party ad content. Frame 1. End up. Heading level 2. More on. Link. Heading previous.
Oh, that's it? Well, that's annoying. So that's just a quick little update, because we did talk about this when it broke. So I'll be interested to see what happens when they do get to court. Because if this is actually, if that is actually the case, that the way Manson's lawyer puts it, then this is pretty damning. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Oh, shit. This is an interesting story. Just by the headline. Let's take a look here. Let us take a look. Share screen, please. So, apparently, according to this headline that I am trying to find, here it is. Proud Boys Canada dissolved itself months after designation as terrorist entity. This is from Reuters. So they've actually dissolved themselves. Wow. Okay. That's kind of shitty.
Proud Boys. Link. Canada. A far-right group that Ottawa named as a terrorist entity earlier this year has dissolved itself, saying it has done nothing wrong, according to a statement by the organization.
It has done nothing wrong. That really sucks that they've dissolved, like, that they've had basically no other choice but to dissolve themselves. That sucks.
In February, Canada said the group posed an active security threat and played a pivotal role in the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol.
Yeah, sure it did.
In January, by pro-Trump rioters, U.S. authorities have charged several members of the Proud Boys in connection with the January 6th assault. The truth is, we were never terrorists or a white supremacy group, the statement posted by the administrator of the official Proud Boys channel on Telegram said. You are currently on
That's correct.
Complimentary link. End of. We are electricians, carpenters, financial advisors, mechanics, etc. More than that, we are fathers, brothers, uncles and sons, it added. Founded in 2016, the Proud Boys began as an organization protesting political against correctness and perceived constraints on masculinity in the United States and Canada.
Protesting political against correctness? I think you meant against political correctness.
We are founded in 2000. The group's founder. Link. Media personality and entrepreneur Gavin McInnes, Chrome has new window, is a Canadian who lives in the United States.
Yep.
Complimentary. Link. Proud Boys and other far-right groups were end of. The group first made headlines in Canada 3 years ago, after 5 military reservists, dressed in the group's black and yellow shirts, disrupted a protest by the Indigenous community over Link. A controversial statue. The group was banned by Facebook and Instagram in October 2018 after violating the platform's hate policies and is classified as an extremist organization by the FBI. You are currently...
Yeah, it's so very extremist. It's done how much damage and how much violence in total again?
Advertisement. Third party safe frame end of. In late January, Canada's Parliament unanimously passed a motion calling on the federal government to designate the right-wing Proud Boys as a terrorist group. The motion had no practical legal impact, but spoke to a growing worry over right-wing extremism in Canada.
Right-wing extremism in Canada. These guys are not a really good example of right-wing extremism. I'm sorry. There are much better examples.
Canada's public safety minister, Bill Blair, said in February that the domestic intelligence forces had become increasingly worried about the group. Canada will not tolerate ideological, religious or politically motivated acts of violence.
Oh, okay. Some people don't know how to proofread. No, they don't. They really don't.
Link. Blair said at the time. We have a small favor to ask. Millions turn to the Guardian every day for vital.
Oh, shut up, Guardian.
Now is the time, and because we believe everyone, we rely on...
Shut up, Guardian. I'm not giving you money. That's really disheartening that the Proud Boys Canada has disbanded themselves. Wait, what? I just found a story from Friday that we're gonna read, because yeah. Let's see here. Let's get the screen shared here. Okay. Share the screen. Okay. Here we go. Woman who returned Lady Gaga's French bulldogs, 4 others charged in shooting of her dog walker. That's a badly worded... Why couldn't you have just said 5 people charged in shooting of Lady Gaga's dog walker? What? Why would you just write lady who returned Lady Gaga's dogs and 4 others charged in shooting of dog walk? Dude, just write 5 people charged in shooting of Lady Gaga's dog walker. I could do this better, and I haven't ever attended a journalism class. I'm just saying. You know, just putting it out there.
5 people have been charged with attempted murder, robbery, and other offenses in connection with the snatching at gunpoint in February of Lady Gaga's dogs and the shooting of their walker, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office said on Thursday.
Lady Gaga. Well done, voiceover.
Police said in a separate statement that 4 of the 5 people arrested were known gang members. The 5th person, a woman, was the person who reported she had found the dogs and returned them. Heading level 2. Advertisement. The French Bulldog, the singer's 2 dogs were returned 2 days after they were stolen in Hollywood. The French Bulldogs were snatched at night after their dog walker was shot in the chest. They were returned unharmed after Gaga offered a $500,000 reward.
$500,000 for your 2 dogs. Wow. You must really love those dogs. 500 grand for 2 French Bulldogs?
Los Angeles police said on Thursday that detectives do not believe the suspects were targeting the victim because of the dog's owner. You are currently
really?
However, evidence suggests the suspects knew the great value of the breed of dogs and was the motivation for the robbery, the statement said.
I'm thinking more likely, how could you not target them because of the dog's owner?
Story continued.
Like, look at the money she offered.
Gaga was filming in Rome when the theft occurred. Her dog walker, Ryan Fisher, said later that he had suffered a very close call with death.
I bet you got shot in the chest, dude. That's terrifying.
Lady Gaga's dogs from the left, Koji, Good. Fisher was walking 3 of Gaga's bulldogs in a residential area in Hollywood when a car pulled up alongside them and 2 men demanded he turn over the animals, police said at the time. Fisher was shot once by the assailants, who drove off with 2 of the dogs. A 3rd escaped and was later found by police. You are currently...
Aww. That sucks. Hey, RVA.
The district attorney's office said the defendants were expected to be arraigned later on Thursday. 3 individuals were charged with 1 count each of attempted murder, conspiracy to commit robbery, and second-degree robbery. 1 of the 3 also was charged with assault and a firearms offense. The woman who claimed to have found the dogs and a 5th defendant were charged with being accessories after the fact. The woman additionally was charged with receiving stolen property. This was a brazen street crime that left a man seriously wounded, District Attorney George Gascon said in a statement. We have alleged very serious charges in this case and have faith that justice will be appropriately served as this case unfolds in court. Reporting by Jill Sargent, editing by Chris Reese and Peter.
Well then, that's... that kind of sucks to be a dog walker who gets shot. French Bulldogs are worth a lot in the lower 48. Ah. Still, that really sucks for the dog walker. Man, that, like, you're just trying to do your job and you take a bullet in the chest? Holy fuck. That really sucks. I feel bad for that guy. I really do. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's one that's insulting as hell that we didn't get a chance to look at on Thursday with Functional. And then I will grab a couple from Google News, and I'm going to throw the link out to a couple of people because I know Skep said he wanted to come on. And Functional said he wanted to come on. Let's see here. Okay, so our wonderful Premier of Ontario, after lots of people yelling at him for, not giving out paid sick leave, but demanding that people stay home, Ford government introduces 3 days of paid sick leave when he wants people to stay home for a month. 3 days. Okay.
The announcement comes after months of pressure from health experts and advocates to provide paid sick leave to help curb workplace infections, which remain a major source of outbreaks in hotspot areas.
Yeah.
Labour Minister Monty McNaughton said the proposed Ontario COVID-19 Worker Protection Benefit Program will reimburse employers up to $200 a day for what they pay out through the program. The program is intended for workers who need to be vaccinated, have COVID-19 symptoms, a mental health issue, or are already sick. It will be retroactive to April 19th and will end on September 25th. No sick note is necessary to qualify. You are currently...
Okay.
McNaughton's announcement comes after Premier Doug Ford last week said he would soon introduce a paid sick leave program in Ontario. Ford promised it would be the best program anywhere in North America.
Yes, he did. He actually said that. That it would be the best program in North America. And, yeah. That's what he came up with. Look at the language. 3 days of sick pay of up to $200 a day. Yeah, that's $600. Yeah, $600 is all you're allowed. Yeah. And that's probably before taxes. Hey, honey, that's gonna be your before taxes, because you know they're gonna tax that shit like they would a paycheck, right? So your take home for your paid sick leave is probably gonna be closer to $500, maybe $400. I did more than that today. Yeah, you did. You did. Yeah. That's, yeah, so 600 before taxes, probably closer to 500 or 450 after taxes. And that's his grand program that's going to be the best in North America. Let's see.
Story continues below. Twitter. Frame 1 and up. Ontario, the province also issued an emergency order Wednesday meant to free up capacity in its overburdened hospitals. The measure allows hospitals to transfer patients waiting for a long-term care bed to any nursing home without their consent.
Oh, good. So we're going to do what New York did. Fucking fantastic. Hey, selected boy. That's, wow. Okay, cool.
Ontario's Health Minister, Christine Elliott, said transfers without consent will only take place in the most urgent situations, and only if doctors are confident the move won't compromise the patient's condition.
Bullshit.
Ontario reported 3,480 new cases of COVID-19 on Wednesday and 24 more deaths linked to the virus. In Alberta, health officials were looking into whether the death of a 17-year-old girl was caused by a COVID-19 variant, the teen's father said Wednesday. Ron Strait said his daughter Sarah's health deteriorated Monday and she died soon after arriving at the hospital. He said Ron Strait said his daughter Sarah's health deteriorated Monday and she died soon after arriving at the hospital. He said her death demonstrates that the pandemic should be taken seriously. Alberta moved Wednesday to send more vaccine doses to 2 of its hotspots, Banff and the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo, which includes the oil sands hub city of Fort McMurray. York story continues. Meanwhile, the province is also broadening the age eligibility for immunization in those areas, offering AstraZeneca shots to those 30 or older. Indigenous people in Wood Buffalo will also be able to receive the Moderna vaccine if they are 30 or older.
Yeah, why is it only the AstraZeneca vaccine that's being distributed to younger people? Hey, Mr. Goatman. Thank you, Mr. Goat, or thank you, Selecta Boy.
Meanwhile, Canada was to receive its first 300,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine Wednesday, according to a federal source. The doses are expected to be distributed to provinces next week. Canada's panel of vaccine experts, the National Advisory Committee on Immunization, hasn't issued any guidance yet on how the vaccine, the fourth approved for use in Canada, should be used. Another 650,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine also arrived at Toronto's Pearson Airport, the Canada Border Services Agency said.
Okay.
The shipment contains only half of what Canada initially expected to receive. However, due to production issues, it was also delayed from last week.
Well, if Trudeau hadn't shut down the fucking facilities we had to make a vaccine here, this wouldn't have been a fucking problem. Oh my god. That's really freaking frustrating. Because all of them are going through mass trials. And AstraZeneca is the one that's been approved for the younger ages now. I think Pfizer announced 30 and up a couple days ago. Okay. Interesting.
Link. View on National Post. Chrome has new window.
Alright, let's see. Are you, let's see, honey, are you on your way home? And here's one that I also forgot to read with Functional on Thursday. Like I said, I'm not getting mine until I see the words Health Canada approved. And no longer see the word trials anywhere. Yeah, no, that's fair. That makes sense. Do you feel like having a link, honey? Do you want to come on for a bit? Because I'm going to throw the link to some people. Or are you too tired? Because you have been awake for a while. Let's see. Okay. So this says, Conservatives demand change in Canada's relationship with China. Okay, let's see. Let's take a listen. And, this is one thing I do agree with them on.
Conservative MP John Williamson believes Canadians are fed up with our country's relationship with China. The politician from New Brunswick says Canada's business relationship with the People's Republic of China does not make sense when there are Canadians held hostage there.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm fully vaccinated, says RBA. I'm about to pull into the driveway, don't worry about it. Oh, okay. No one joined? Oh, I haven't sent out the link yet. I'm just was letting people trickle in. Because it has taken a bit. It takes a bit for people to come in because YouTube, doesn't notify anybody when anyone goes live. So I was just waiting for more people to trickle into chat before I started handing out the link and stuff like that. That's all.
YouTube. Stand up. YouTube video. 2 Canadian business consultants, Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig, have been jailed in China on charges of espionage since 2018. The Foreign Ministry says it knows of at least 119 Canadians arrested or imprisoned in China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan.
It knows of it? It knows of 119 other Canadians. It knows of. Oh my god. That's fucking frustrating.
Beijing is proving it is a belligerent power toward other nations, said Williamson, according to Blacklock's reporter.
It is.
It is wrong that our government won't take stronger steps by working in concert with our allies, especially Australia, to defend our values and citizens.
Yeah. It's they're basically going, "Oh well, it's, oh well. They're in China, it's not our problem. Oh well." They're being really, really disgusting about it. Just washing their hands of it. And it's really sick.
Williamson decried what he called a federal business as usual approach to China, given that federal departments and agencies awarded $5.8 million in contracts to suppliers in China last year. At the same time, the two Michaels were being held in jail.
Yep. They did that. And it's outrageous. And the people that are paying attention to stuff like this are getting really fed up with it. I just wish that more people knew about it. That's all.
Story continues below. Third party ad frame 1. End up. Third party ad YouTube video. YouTube. End up. Unmute. Canadians should be aware of contracts from the government of Canada handed to companies with links to mainland China, said Williamson.
And what's really upsetting about this is if you bring up anything like this, there are people that will still call you racist because of things like of saying, we shouldn't be doing business with China right now. Oh, well, that's racist. No, they're being hostile. They're holding our citizens hostage and we're giving them money? No. That's not racist. That's called politics, international politics. I'm sorry. You should not be giving money to people who are holding your citizens hostage. That's just not something you should be doing. You should not be rewarding a country with contracts while they hold your citizens as political pawns. That's not no. Race has nothing to do with it, and there are dumbasses that will make it about race because they are the racist ones. They are the ones who project race and racism into every goddamn thing that anyone says, even when it has nothing to do with it.
Most of the world's supply of PPE comes from China.
Yup.
Cabinet in inquiries of ministry tabled in the Commons said contracts awarded to China firms more than doubled the value of direct foreign aid. Contracts totaled $5.8 million.
Jesus.
Direct aid from the Department of Foreign Affairs totaled $2.3 million, which included funding for local school lunch programs.
That is disgusting. That is more than double. Wow.
Heading level 2. More on this link.
Wow.
Next item in Carissa. Conservative MP Andrew Scheer told reporters earlier he doesn't believe Canadian taxpayers should be sending any money to China. You are currently on a text element.
Oh, and Pinkalo just sent me another link.
We're talking about a communist dictatorial government that abuses human rights, quashes freedoms, violates rights of its citizens, and has a very aggressive foreign policy all throughout the region, said Scheer.
Yeah.
Link. View on Toronto's.
He's not wrong.
List 4 items.
At all. And Andrew Scheer is kind of but he's not wrong about that. We have no business doing business with China right now.
Status 4 item. Chat messaging cut 2:32 p.m. W.R. Costin. The government of China is evil. 2:31 p.m. Selected boy. Exactly.
Let's see. Pinkalo just sent me another link here. What is it? Oops. Oh, God. Okay. I guess a teacher was pulling a tubin? Let's take a look here. Okay. Entire screen, please. Or not entire screen. Chrome tab. Dumbass. There we go. Okay, so this apparently happened. Teacher with hand in pants seen in Bowmanville online class. And for those of you who are asking, Bowmanville is a city in Ontario. So, let's take a listen, shall we?
School officials say they're aware of a video of a teacher with his hand down his pants during a virtual classroom session of a Bowmanville High School last week.
Awesome!
The 9-second clip, which has been viewed by the Toronto Sun, shows the screen of an Apple laptop logged into a virtual classroom for St. Stephen Catholic Secondary School in Bowmanville. Heading Level 2. Advertisement. Empty YouTube video. Group targeted shooting. 20 and up. Unmute video. One of the participants' video boxes, labeled with the name of a current St. Stephen teacher, shows a man holding a smartphone and balancing an Xbox One controller on his leg, his hand in motion down the front of his pants. His face is not shown.
So he's playing Xbox and watching porn and jacking it. So, okay, he's playing Xbox, watching porn, and jacking it on fucking This is what we're paying teachers to do. Okay, this is awesome. Most of our politicians need a helicopter ride. Gross, says Leo Prime 75. I agree. Okay.
The video clip has been shared widely on social media. While neither the school nor Peterborough, Victoria, Northumberland and Clarington Catholic School Board have yet to respond to the Sun's inquiry. The school and the board are, while neither the school nor Peterborough, Victoria, Northumberland and Clarington Catholic School Board have yet to respond to the Sun's inquires. A letter dated May 2nd sent to parents from St. Stephen Principal Trevor Poachman said officials were made aware Friday of the video depicting inappropriate behavior by a teacher during a break in virtual classroom activities. You are correct.
If it's a break from virtual classroom activities, why is the meeting still up? Why are you still on the meeting? Just fucking log off. If it's a break, log off. The link will still be there when you come back. That's how it works. Fuck, man. Why are teachers so goddamn technically inept?
The school and the board are taking this matter very seriously and have responded appropriately to address the matter, a letter said.
I fucking hope so, because not only is it disgusting because, you know, he's an authority figure and he's jacking it, but he's a teacher and it's break time, and instead of going, okay, everyone log off and we'll be back after break, he's just sitting there on his freaking camera with his Xbox controller. Like, I would love to just sit there, you know, when my kid's in school and play PlayStation. You know, that would be awesome. But you know what? I am an adult. And I am, you know, picking up shit around the house while he's there. I'm, you know, walking back into the living room to make sure that he's actually paying attention to his teacher. You know, like doing adult things. Oh my god. Fuck.
YouTube video. Group. Battling COVID. End up. Unmute video. Durham Regional Police told the Sun they're aware of the video and have assigned an investigator to look into it. Link. Be Pacific on Twitter. Link. Story continues below. Third party ad content. Frame 3. End up. Link. View on list for share on Twitter.
Hold on. Is there more?
Level 2. This frame end up. End footer.
No, there's not. But yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like, you can't even be bothered to log off the meeting for break time and get your gaming session in then. Like, what kind of, you're a teacher. You need to be setting the example. This is what I hated about. I had an English teacher in grade 12 who, for most of the year, could not be bothered to show up for English class. This teacher was either didn't show up or would show up. Our classes were 50 minutes long, and she would show up at the 35-minute mark. And most of us, being 17, 18, would be like, we would be waiting for her for at least 20 minutes. And then most of us would be like, you know what? Fuck this, we're gone. And she had the nerve to lecture us about not waiting for her to show up. And she wouldn't even be like, on the days where she didn't show up at all, she didn't even bother to either cancel the class or supply a substitute teacher. It was just, it was Russian roulette with this teacher. But she still thought she had the authority to lecture us on turning in assignments on time or showing up to class on time. And these teachers, it's ridiculous. They pull this shit on virtual classes and then they expect the kids to pay attention? Like, are you serious? You fucking hypocrites. No adulting for UBP. No, it's just, it's so frustrating to find these stories of teachers that aren't doing what they should be doing. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Okay. Let's copy that. Let's go over here.
Direct messages. The Harry channel number 3. Direct messages. 2. Selected. Doctor. Skep talk. Selected. Doctor function. Selected. Text field. Double tap to edit. Text field. Stuff edit. Type edit. Braille screen and dot cap edit. Swap. R-E-A-R-E-E-A. C-E space. Com. Pre. F-R-E-E-A space. E-A-N-G. O-F space. Portrait. Send. Button. Send. Send. Toggle cat Y. N2L4S6.
Ah. Stupid thing. Okay. That person has a link. And send that, please, Mr. Thingy. Discord thingy. Oh, what's really cool is Discord has finally updated their Mac OS application for the computer. And they have finally fixed the audio issue for screen sharing. So, the last time I tried to do a watch party, people could see the video but not hear the audio. And now, they've fixed the audio sharing. So I am able to provide full video and audio so we can actually do watch parties in the Nerd Sanctuary now. So that's cool and exciting. Links for everyone. They have a big union to protect them. Yeah, Mr. Goatman, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, so let's close that. So yeah, that's really freaking frustrating. That just bothers me. that teachers get away with stuff like that. It just it really really bothers me. Okay, let's see.
Chat message input. Custom. 2:43 p.m. RVA underscore. Cut chat message input. Tap to sort. Button. Club. Live chat. 5. 2:33 p.m. Chat message input. Custom. 2:35 p.m. Leo Primes. 2. Cut chat send. Check custom. 2:43 p.m.
So now that there's more people here, I'll put out the announcement again. The tournament that I signed up for was scheduled at 7 p.m. So I decided to sign up for the one that's at 10 instead. So instead of 7 p.m. Tonight, it's 10 p.m. tonight. So I'll be doing it then. Because that way I won't have to worry about the kids. So that should be better. Oh no, my coffee is cold. That is crappy. What else was I going to say? I had something that in my head that I was actually planning on talking about, and it's gone. It's gone. It ran away. Of course. Because, you know, that's how that works. Let's go and jump onto Google News because let's see here. There's probably some stories that are new. Let's take a look here. All the way down to the bottom of the page. Oh, that's not good. Let's read this story. Take a look here. So I don't know how many of you guys have been following the stuff that's going on in India. But this story just popped up in my headlines. So we'll take a look. Oops. There we go. Oh, it's a YouTube video. No, we're not gonna. I don't want to get the hit. I don't want to take the hit. We'll take a... See if we can find a written article. Because I have a feeling that it's either Global or CTV. And they do not like it very much when you broadcast their stuff. So let's take a look for India is facing an oxygen shortage, basically. Is the headline. Oh, here's one. This will make everybody angry. Because, you know, that's what we do here on the coffee stream. Is we make everybody angry sometimes with the news that we read. And this headline, well, you'll just see when I share it. You'll understand. Mr. Skeptalk will be joining us in a moment. He just DM'd me. But we will read this story while we wait for him. So you guys will just love this. But let's... Oh, Skep is here. Hold on. Let me go back and let me allow access to the stream. It's a Skep. Let's add Skep to the stream. Hello, Skep.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, it's been a day. Um,
Aw.
I'm doing okay. As I mentioned in Discord, which I'm not making a big deal out. I had hurt my toe the other day and had to go get it looked at today. So anyway, but I'm back just in time to catch your show. What have you been talking about?
So we were just doing some news stuff, and I was just talking about. I started off by saying how I'm glad that I actually made it to 400 because of all the COVID crap and the fact of last year there was 6 months straight of no coffee stream.
Yeah,
It's kind of awesome to have made it to 400.
I think that's pretty wonderful. So it's you know it's been COVID has been good for some streamers and it's been terrible for other
Yeah.
streamers. For the streamers who like have kids
Yeah.
and have to bring their lives to a halt because suddenly the kids are at home and they have to take care of them.
Yeah.
Uh, their lives completely have changed. Their YouTube channels effectively are almost shut
Yeah.
down. They go dormant, and
Yeah.
I think that was a little bit what happened to you. Other streamers went hog wild crazy because they looked at it as a marketing opportunity. Everybody's at home. Everybody's got a lot of time to spend in front of the stream. And the insanity that people talk about, this great reset stuff, where we're all just going to sit at home in front of our computer screens and have food brought to us, right?
Yeah.
we're just going to be units in place, processing data, working at home, eating at home, never leaving our home, maybe forgetting what the outdoors is like. I mean, that's kind of dystopian prognostication by me, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So uh, so a lot of the people who make a lot of content who are used to putting out tons and tons of content on a routine basis did that, and some of them have really blown up as a result of it. They were able to take advantage of the opportunity, but people with lives, people with children, and who have the desire to pay attention to those children, uh,
Yeah.
who realize what's really important in life, have tended to their knitting and done the right thing. And you've done the right thing. But it's been tough for you, and to make it to 400, that's an honest achievement. And so
I'm very
proud of
happy.
you.
I'm very, very happy that I made it. And well, that's what I got so upset with the story that we just read earlier about the teacher who got caught with his hand down his pants and his phone in his hand and an Xbox controller on his leg. Um,
He got caught. He got caught. What? Like a Zoom call kind of thing.
uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's on a screen grab.
He was
And
pivoting.
he was, and his defense says, "Oh well, it was on a break." And I'm like, "Well, if it's a break time, then log off, you dumbass."
How drunk was he?
I don't know, like,
Yeah, he
but
was.
I'm just sitting there going, I would love to just sit there and play PlayStation,
Sure.
but I've got my kids, and I a part of my job is making sure that they pay attention to your ass, Mr. Teacher.
The great thing is actually for you going to come in 20 years or so. when those kids are grown up and thanking you for the loving home you gave them, let me tell you something, because gotten to I've gotten that payoff a little bit from my kids and from my
Yeah.
grandkids, and you, you realize what a pale substitute having a lot of money is for having the love of your children,
Yeah.
and seeing your children grow up to be successful adults, and then seeing the next generation come along, and even faced with hardship, make it through that. So, the investment that you're making right now in your for your kids' future is going to pay this enormous dividend, which you won't even be looking for. And all of a sudden, they'll be out of the house, and you'll feel this glow every time you think of them, and how proud you are, and how happy they make you. So, anyway,
And it's not
you
like,
got that going for you, which is
it's
nice.
also the reward of like just watching, like, you get, I'm just listening to my 6-year-old, and just the little bit of work that I've been doing with him for reading and stuff when he does reading with his teachers, and he's actually starting to recognize words and say the words instead of spelling them. You're just like, yes.
Yeah, he's he's gonna grow up so fast. You'll wonder where the what gets me is you wonder where the toddlers went. You
Yeah.
expect the babies to turn into toddlers. That's not a big shock. The big shock is when the toddlers turn into little people,
Yes.
and the little crawlers turn into little walking about things with ideas of their own, and they start coming back with really unexpected things, and I mean, new thoughts that they gin up themselves, that are starting to sound way beyond their ears,
Yep.
and you just go, wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
That was my take.
That's happening with me right now with both of them.
Yeah.
It's just because they're one just turned 4, and the other one's gonna be 7, and they're just, especially the 4-year-old, because his vocabulary is just exploded.
Alex, really?
Or Logan.
Oh,
Logan.
that's. I'm sorry. I do that with your
His
kids.
vocabulary has just,
I want Alex to be the little one, and I know that Alex is the older one, because we used to talk about that one when
yeah.
Logan was little. Um,
But yeah, his Logan's vocabulary is just like exploded.
really?
And he's always just coming up, like you said, with those ideas, right?
Yeah,
Those ideas that you're just like, what?
yeah. That's synthesis.
Yeah.
That's a synthesized idea. He's taken two or more ideas that are disparate and combined them in his head, and voila, imagination happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you kind of go, wow, where did that even come from? How did you do that? Yet, there's a little human, a little thinking, amazing human right there, that has more computing power when he farts, exercises more computing power when he farts than exists in the universe, in the known universe. Think about that. It's humans are just absolutely amazing, and little humans are even more amazing to me. I freely admit to be, absolutely fascinated by children, watching them grow, watching them learn. It's just something to behold, and something that, as a parent and as a grandparent, well, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I gush. So anyway, but I see this article. You said it
So
says that
Fauci thinks that Canada's doing a great job.
Yeah.
That
He
we
says
are
that-
not mishandling the pandemic.
right, right. You know, the thing of it is that, first of all, since you basically handle it on a province by province basis, and the provinces are very different,
Yeah.
is it fair to say that there is a slightly different COVID policy from province to province?
Yes.
And so, to say that Canada is doing a good job or isn't doing a good job is probably not useful, okay, since there is substantial difference in the way that the provinces are doing business, right? So, since those differences exist, what Fauci is doing is he's just making a politically palatable statement.
Yep.
It doesn't really relate to how Canada as a country is handling the virus situation because Canada as a country
Does
doesn't
not.
handle it. Yes, it's the provinces as provinces, like little countries.
And
They
we
handle it.
and the one thing that it does handle, which is vaccine procurement, it fucked up.
Yeah, and so essentially, what he's doing is he's manufacturing crap, which is basically all he does at this point. Is he's just a little propaganda machine, uh, and and he's not a very decisive one. He's really one of the worst things that America has produced, and I think his name is going to become, what how the traitor from World War II, Vidkun Quisling, how Quisling became a noun.
Yes.
If you're a Quisling, you're a turncoat.
Yep.
I think Fauci is going to become the word for idiot.
Yep.
For a two-faced, indecisive
Yep.
fool who doesn't really do anything but say whatever he feels like at the moment, and is as thoughtless as he is directionless. And
I
it
think
just
you might be
never
right
feels
there.
good. So
Maniac Man says Fauci thinks quarantine camps are good. I guess so.
yeah,
I guess so.
yeah. I mean, and that was just is that every
That's
province or is
Quebec.
that's just Quebec doing that?
And that's also federal, because if you travel and you come in through an airport, which is still allowed,
Mm-hmm.
and you must have a test done.
Yes.
So you must go to a quarantine hotel for at least 3 days while you wait for your test. And then if you are positive, then you must stay at the quarantine hotel for 14 days.
Has one of these tests ever come back negative?
I doubt
Ever?
it. I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it also. So I think basically what they're saying is stay the hell out of Canada.
And these are citizens
I understand.
that are coming home.
Right. But they want the citizens to stay out of Canada too because they're scared. This is just fear. This
Yeah.
is just fear in the disguise of a government policy, and it's bad and it's wrong. It's costing Canada a ton of money. What did I see about one of the provinces showing a new peak of new COVID cases?
I think that's Ontario.
I think it might have been Ontario. Yeah, that was a headline today, and I was kind of dismayed to see that because I keep hoping that we'll get over the top of this. For all my anti-government rhetoric and everything, I am kind of a vaccine believer. I went and got the vaccine myself. Brenda, my wife, got the vaccine.
Well, I'm considering, because the pharmacy that is attached to my doctor's office is, I believe, offering the Pfizer one.
Yeah,
It's either the Pfizer or the Moderna. I'm not sure which one it is,
there's
but
six of one, half a dozen the other.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Johnson is the different one.
yeah. But I'm really considering asking my doctor if I can because I'm going there for an appointment in a couple weeks anyway.
Yeah,
So I'm wondering if I can get myself there, like, because that way I can, at least be vaccinated, so that once these restrictions get lifted in a few weeks, because it's a couple, like, 2 weeks left, then I can be like, I can be okay to go visit my friend in, like, who was her little baby and whatever, right?
Hmm.
That that is honestly why I'm considering doing it.
So, do they actually have vaccine passports?
Not yet.
Okay, but you can laminate your proof of vaccination,
I could,
and,
yes.
and you could use that to show to the gendarme, the Gestapo, the jackbooted son of a bitch who comes up to you and wants to take your children away from you
And
because
the
you're.
OPP has the Ontario Provincial Police have been, they just charged people who were golfing at a golf course for being non-compliant with the lockdown.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the golf course doing open?
Apparent I was under the impression that the outdoor recreation ban had been lifted because there had been a big pushback from even scientists and experts that had said outdoor transmission and exposure is much lower
Yeah.
than indoor exposure and transmission. And because it's spring and Canadians are always pretty much locked up in the house anyway in winter, locking us inside and not allowing us to do recreation is going to make things worse than not better. So I was under the impression that things like golf courses, trails, and parks, while initially had been banned, had been reversed. So I'm not sure what the OPP were doing by arresting or charging these people.
No telling. What? Going back up to 50,000 feet, what we see is that governments do a very poor job of adapting quickly to dynamic changing circumstances. Basically,
Yes.
they've been confronted by a circumstance, the having the whole COVID nonsense has given them something that they don't know how to react to,
Yeah.
and they are conflicted in their motivations because they have natural bureaucratic motivations to have things stay the same. And
Yes.
when they do an innovation, they want the innovation locked in stone, and then they want that to never be lifted. That's why you're getting these messages from people who want everyone to be masked permanently.
Even if
And
you get the vaccine, you must wear a mask.
and
It's like,
and and that's a forever thing.
yeah.
You'll never go out in public again without two masks on, and you'll be vaccinated constantly. So that's just the new reality. And I do think that COVID. I think several things. I think it came from China. I think it came from a research lab. It has the look of I've read some pretty scholarly, pretty in depth biochemistry type papers on the.
It does not look natural.
It does not look natural. It looks manufactured. It doesn't have a lot of the uh, attributes that a naturally mutated virus has.
Right.
The naturally mutating viruses kind of have some fingerprints, and it doesn't have any of those fingerprints. This is nice and new and clean and blueprinted, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing. The next thing is that I think China didn't mean to unleash it on the world, but it happened.
Yeah.
And now that it has, I suspect that we're a good enough host for it that it may be endemic. We may be able to vaccinate it out of existence, but I think it's going to take 5 to 10 years at least. And because this thing will go through cyclical mutations, and we'll have to get ahead of it and stay ahead of it, and really be aggressive about pushing the vaccine out in order to eradicate that. That's the way you get rid of stuff like smallpox and so forth. is that and polio,
Yeah.
you vaccinate the hell out of the population, and eventually there just are no hosts for it to uh, 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 hang out in
Right.
and go forward in, and it disappears from the population. But so I object to the term pandemic anymore, because I think, it's more endemic. It's here to stay. Okay, this is not something that's raging through the countryside and is going to burn itself out. This is not an Ebola outbreak.
No.
This is much more like influenza,
Yeah.
and it, like the poor, will always be with us.
Yeah.
So that's just, part of the deal.
Maniac Man has some good points. He goes, I'll stay with the stance that this is just like the yearly flu, just blown out of proportion. And
Yeah, you're not
he's
wrong.
not wrong.
It's not exactly the same as the flu, because its effect on people with comorbidities, and comorbidities include old age,
Yes.
are considerably worse than the flu, and I think you have to admit that. But beyond that, yeah, I don't think you're wrong at all. Uh, it's much more serious for old people and young fat people, young people with diabetes, young people with high blood pressure, young people with asthma. If you have some of those comorbidities, this thing is 10 times worse than influenza. It will fucking take you down.
Yeah.
My first cousin just died from this, and he had two comorbidities and didn't take it seriously. He was one of these, well, I'm ain't never going to put on a mask. And he got sick and died, and he went from completely well to dead in 8 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this flu doesn't necessarily do that. So not to the extent that this stuff does. This does it to a substantially higher percentage of people. That said, if you know essentially just behave sanely,
Yes.
you can probably avoid this. And between vaccine and between a little bit of hygienic things, like
Wash
being
your
a little bit,
hands.
yeah, wash your hands and do a little bit of social distancing. Uh, uh, that plus the there's some other things. One interesting thing, it's a public health item, and I'm surprised more people aren't talking about this. But one of the major disease vectors you learn if you ever take a course in bacteriology, one of the experiments that you do is you take a dollar bill and you press the corner of it down on a petri dish and you
Ugh.
incubate that for a few days, and then under a microscope you examine the organisms that grew from that dollar bill. You will never let a dollar bill close to your mouth again. I see these people snorting cocaine through a dollar bill, and I just go, if you knew what you were taking into your respiratory tract when you do that, I know the cocaine is fun, but use a sterile sheet of paper, because man, on we found when we did this in my bacteriology class, we found like gangrene. And
Ew.
oh yeah, and
Oh, God.
got bacteria stuff from your butt. It's
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it was just nastiness. Staph and strep, of course, grew in abundance, but we had Enterobacter, had Escherichia, all kinds of amazing stuff. Klebsiella, Clostridium, Pseudomonas. It was like a smorgasbord of a mixed infection. And Haemophilus, we had Haemophilus influenzae. We had every nasty bug you could think of was on that dollar bill. We were absolutely amazed. And when you look at it, it looks like a soup. It looks like a stew of bacteria. So there's cocci bacteria fighting it out with bacillus bacteria with their little tails. They're all scrabbling around trying to get to the media, trying to get
That's crazy. Uh-oh. You cut out. I think your wire just cut out. I heard some static before you stopped talking. That's not good. Think about all that wallet back pocket farting. Oh god. There's probably lots of oh yeah, like US money is has so much coke on it. It's crazy. It's got so much cocaine, so
I'm
much
back.
dirt. There you go.
Sorry about that. This wire is, it slips out of my USB port, and it's hard to get to underneath the Yeti mic. So my
I
apologies.
figured something happened like
Yeah,
that because
that's
that's what it
all it
sounded
was.
like. It sounded like a cable got loose or something like that,
That's
and
exactly
then
what it
fell
was.
out.
Exactly what it was. No, yeah, there's substantial drugs on money.
Mm-hmm.
There's cocaine, there's methamphetamine on something like 2/3 of the $20 bills in circulation.
Yeah.
It's just uh, it's
Pincalo told me that because he used to do trade shows with his parent or with his mom,
mhm.
and he told me that after handling money all day at the trade shows, their hands were black.
Oh, yeah, I was a
Like,
teller. I was a teller at a bank. I was a teller at a bank back in 1971. So cash was king.
yeah.
Okay, people
No, I
came up.
was wrong.
Close.
Close.
I used to work swap meets in Southern California. My parents still do it. And one of the things I had to do, especially 99, 2000, right around that turn when it was still paper money, was we did cash. It was all cash sales. Your hands would be black by noon, cracked from the moisture being drawn out of them. And you don't want to touch your face because some nasty disease is going to be on your fucking hands.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
I remember
When I was
Livermore,
a teller, my hands would be black when I went home.
we then had to drive Livermore was Sundays. We had to go from Manhattan Beach to Livermore for Saturday morning. So we did our Saturday swap meet at TRW for Manhattan Beach.
Yeah.
Right, that was 6 a.m. setup, run till noon, tear down, leave by 2,
Oh,
and that's
God.
pack up 6 parking spaces worth of stuff.
Jesus.
And that's and like tiny bins of components and stuff like that. Like this is ham radio stuff.
Yeah.
So we'd load all that into the pickup truck. We'd have to then drive to Livermore, which is just outside of Stockton, Sacramento, so Northern California. To be there, we'd get there at 11 o'clock to sleep till 4 to wake up to drive to Livermore College.
That's a 7-hour drive, by the way,
7-hour drive,
from Los
yeah.
Angeles.
So we then would
Los
have to do
Angeles to
that.
Livermore is 7 hours.
And
Yeah.
wake up, do the whole thing the Sunday morning, drive back down to Costa Mesa, down in Orange County,
Holy shit!
Holy shit, says Scott.
and then unload Sunday night, and then I'd have to do football practice 5 a.m. Monday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But
that's
your
a lot of
hands were
driving.
so completely disgusting by the end. The cocaine thing,
He's
I
absolutely
believe
right.
is true.
No, it
but
is,
It's the amount of grime and dirt you get. You don't want to touch anything.
and
with
it's
how
it's
gross
filth.
and
Your
black
hands
my
feel
hands
so
were by the end of
nasty.
that lunch.
Your hands feel nasty. Yeah, I bet. I felt when I was doing counting money because I was doing the office stuff in grades 7 and 8 counting pizza money. And we used change back then, like as we call it, loonies and toonies, and quarters and stuff. But on my hands were like they felt gross, and all I could smell was metal after I was done counting because I was
Yeah.
just handling the nickels and the quarters and the dimes and the
What's on your hands is actually the grease from other people's hands,
Yeah.
along with the oxides of the metal and every kind of pathogen, every kind of
This be a
germ you
loony.
can think of.
Oh, he's showing
Und this be
loonies.
a toonie.
He showed a loony and a toonie really quick, but yeah,
Yep.
Um, yes, loonies and toonies. That's what we call our
Oh,
dollars and $2.
yeah, I learned that when I was up in Kelowna.
Mm.
That was loonies and toonies. I remember that. It was very interesting experience living amongst the Northmen. Uh, uh,
I remember when the toonie came out because when I was a little kid, like I think I was 6 when the toonie was introduced. Because before then, it was just loonies and then $5 bills.
do you know the day that the $2 bill with Jefferson on it was introduced in the United States? I was a postal officer aboard the USS Kansas City,
Hmm.
and so I decided that I would go down and I would take a mint condition out of a brick from the Federal Reserve of these. This is uncirculated Federal Reserve note,
Nice
and
and
I
crisp.
and I canceled it using the first day ornamental cancellation stamp. So it's got the stamp of my ship, which has
Mm-hmm.
since been cut up to razor blades. But so it's got USS Kansas City AOR 3. It's got the torch and
Oh,
all
nice.
all the cool stuff on it. It's ornamental, and then then it's got a regular cancellation stamp as though it were a canceled piece of mail. And then I framed that and actually have it hanging on my wall to this very day. In fact, it's right behind me,
That's
and
cool.
it's almost one of a kind. I discussed it with a friend of mine who was a supply corps officer aboard the USS Farragut, and he did the same thing to one, and he's got it on the wall of his office at the same day. So, as far as we know, those are the only two U.S. Navy canceled $2 bills in the world. They might actually be worth something.
Hmm.
Be
Interesting.
be interesting to put those up on eBay, possibly.
No, Costin, I'm too young to remember $2 bills. I was born in the years between the
You were like 6 when those things disappeared.
I was 6 when the toonie came out.
Yeah, that's when the $2 bill disappeared. I remember.
But I never
brown-
I never actually saw a $2 bill in
It
circulation.
looked like it was the same as the old paper money. It was just the writing on it was just a darker brown than what we have for the hundreds.
Ah.
The hundreds is a tan brown, whereas like the 50s is a red. We have so many different colors. Our money is so gay.
Our money is now plastic.
Your money is going to be worth more than our money the way that Joe Biden is spending money.
Mm-hmm.
He is making too many dollars, and he's going to dilute the value to the point where Canada may find itself a major part of a composite uh, uh, anchor currency. It'll be a composite currency, and the dollar may not even be
You should
involved.
see our deficit. We're in a competition of whose dollar is going to crash
Oh,
faster.
but they have way more deficit than we do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Per capita deficit, yes. But the fact is, our governments are competing to see who can kill each other's
That's true.
country
No.
the fastest.
That-
It's fucking crazy.
hey, honey.
Per capita doesn't make so much difference, and
No.
here's why. The reason per capita doesn't make too much.
Hot stuff coming through.
The reason that per capita doesn't make so much difference with respect to Canada is Canada has such a wealth of resources and such an ability to produce wealth and have wealth exploited by other people that it actually has a better per capita ability to produce wealth than the United States does. The United
That's
States does, Canada is basically a country the size of the United States with as much or more natural resources than we have, with 37 million people in it,
Yeah.
instead of 320
Yeah.
million people. It's 1/10 the population. So that really dilutes the wealth, natural wealth per capita, and that's why I think that Canada's dollar will end up. You'll end up coming out okay, even though you do have a fairly scary deficit given your GDP.
Yeah.
It's nothing like the United States really is in in
You guys
serious
are in
trouble.
trouble because in the last 20 years, you guys have just
We've
spent
just
money like it's
like a
no
drunken
tomorrow.
sailor.
Like starting with Bush, you guys just kind of
And
went
it was. It started with George Bush.
money printer go brrr,
That
and
really
it was
was.
just bad. Like Bush was just like, let's just go to war, yeehaw,
Yeah,
and
and that was
spent all the
costing
money and
$4 and $5 billion a month.
a month. Yeah,
A
it was
month.
crazy. And then
And
Obama came in and was like, let's just spend money
yeah,
on everything that makes no sense,
but
and let's make
people don't realize
Obamacare.
Obama
Craziest thing,
doubled.
actually,
Obama
about
doubled
that
Bush's
was the
deficit.
craziest
Yeah,
part.
he did.
Okay. Sorry.
It's
The
okay.
craziest thing I ever heard when it came to the Buy America thing and stuff like that is Seal Beach, Naval Station Seal Beach. When I was there, they had just put in, like the Canadians went down and just put in a brand new piping system to the base. Well, when the whole weird Buy America thing came up, the original one, all that shit got yanked out and they threw an American system in, like within months after.
Wait, they spent money
They
to
spent a
rip
fuck
out.
ton of money. No, to put it in. The Buy America thing popped in. They then ripped it out. I
Yeah.
remember. I remember that. That was
But
a
that
while
would have
ago.
cost money too to
It was
rip it
millions.
out.
It was like $10 million that was just hucked to the fucking wayside
Just because it was Canadian made.
because it wasn't made in America. Yeah, it was a weird fucking tactic.
That's weird.
This wasn't Trump administration. This was like
Obama era or
yeah.
Bush era.
Was he
Yeah.
stationed at Seal Beach?
I think he was. I don't think he was stationed at Seal Beach. I think he did a visit or something like that, or
okay.
like a training thing there or something like that. I don't think he was.
Seal Beach, California. We drove past it all the time.
Oh.
When I lived in California.
Oh, okay. No, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Because that's near Long Beach, which is where my ship used to put in sometimes. When
Oh, okay.
We'd go on a cruise and we'd put it in Long Beach. Just off Terminal Island. Anyway, how do you go on?
I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Holy shit.
That's what I was going to ask you is how long have you been on? And,
I gotta end soon because I gotta go to the bathroom.
no, I understand.
But it's gonna be our week this week.
Yes.
For Wednesdays with Skep.
Wednesdays
so
with
I
Skep.
hope you'll join me.
I will look for it. I hope you'll be joining me tomorrow night.
I will be joining you tomorrow night.
Yay.
And just another announcement that tonight I've switched tournament time, so I signed up for the later tournament for Mortal Kombat, so that the kids will be asleep, and I won't have to forfeit. But I figured it would be better than doing one at 7.
Yeah.
So, and I do still plan on streaming it. So
Nobody on their deathbed ever said, I wish I'd spent less time with my kids.
exactly.
You know? And so
There will be other ones that I can sign up for if
I was just going to
miss it.
say it's not going anywhere.
No. It just sucks that they're not. I wish they had them scheduled for weekends, but Mondays
Yeah.
and Wednesdays apparently seem to be when they're scheduled. So
You never know
Kinda
what
sucks.
somebody's weekend is, but
Yeah.
it's just the way it works sometimes. But
the pros
Hey.
get them on the weekend.
yeah.
I'm All right, guys.
Anyway,
well, thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you for helping me celebrate 400 episodes.
Congratulations.
And
amazing.
be sure to keep an eye out for when I go live tonight. I don't expect to go very far, but hey, it'll be fun, right? At least I can say that I competed.
Absolutely. And have a little fun with it.
Exactly. And then, of course, the Beat the Blind Girl tomorrow afternoon, and I will recount my experience for those of you who missed it tonight.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
All right. And Pinkala's dancing in the background.
All right. The dancing Pincalo.
I'll see you
Don't
guys.
go to the visual.
I'll see you guys later, and have a great day. Thank you for being here, guys.
Bye, everybody.